yes, here we are again, and we are
The air is so
at
clear
the
in
encampment of our
One
dear
can see
Fortunes.
forever.
May
May
you
your
seek
road
to
make a
lead you to
purchase.
warm sands.
friends, fellow
A
business
peaceful greeting to you.
travelers, merchants. Yes, as
Goods and wares of all kinds, and all can be
Karajit,
yours.
there is much beauty. They'll never see you coming.
yes. Well, we shall learn the art of. Oh my! Well, we have learned a bit too much this week. Let us see what. We must meditate on what we have previously learned and make a bit of room for some more knowledge in there.
Hope that you would
Yes, well.
welcome. They'll never see you coming.
Yes, well, we are attempting to learn the art of shadow magic, so a bit of the old-fashioned slickery shall also
May the
be
sun
of
keep you warm,
value,
even
I
in
am
this land
sure,
of
and
bitter
who
cold.
is more sneaky than the Khajiit themselves, of course,
Take a look.
living in the shadows.
Until our next meeting,
Well, we have
if such is fated.
already purchased all we need from him previously. Yes, here is our encampment right next door to them, our neighbors, as it were. Well, we were inspired by them, of course, to set up here. Well, unfortunately, the Khajiit have a better spot than us, and there are not many travelers upon the road here. They mostly park up in the stable up there, and yes, at any rate, we have our base of operations, as it were, outside of Whiterun here, so we will use it to perhaps disenchant some of the valuables we have obtained from our dear Khajiit trading caravan. Let us see. Less damage. Yes, I shall. Yes, cheat death, of course, always a valuable enchantment. Of course, never underestimate the power of cheating death. It is quite amazing the variety of spells and enchantments that have come to light recently. The Circlet of Insight, very, very interesting. Perhaps I should wear one of these myself. But see, a Zone of Light, very, very, very interesting. And yes, we shall enchant some of our Blackwater blades, a replica of the famous item of days of yore, battles of yore, Ironheart's might, of course, a nameless light. Yes, the hammer we have added to our inventory. We have specialized in blades, but I personally prefer a bit of a blunt, well, with a sharp edge, the mace. But this mighty hammer we shall enchant with. Yes, this is perfect. These are mere replicas, mostly used for a demonstration and, collectible purposes. So we do not want them to be too deadly, so we will make it, perhaps, down to 1 health. We might save that for something else. Oh, yes, this is very, very interesting. We tried this ourselves. Shifting Earth. Yes, that shall go mightily with the mighty hammer. Yes, well, we might have a bit of synergy there, as it were. So, very, very special enchantment for a very, very special instrument. Well, we have no problem unloading our stock, but we have been selling them wholesale to the other vendors, and we have struggled here at our retail establishment at the side of the road. But however, as I say, it's nice to have a bit of a base of operations and a reason to spread out, as it were. So I am not too upset. In fact, customers would merely be a distraction. I mean, think of poor Belethor. They are always rambling on about selling his relatives or whatever. Yes, it's a bit tiresome, isn't it? So, perhaps we'll spare ourselves a bit of that drudgery and merely use this as our warehousing and equipment, construction, engineering, etc., etc. Containers inside of containers inside of other containers. Yes, very well organized in there. We can fit quite a bit of equipment and even magically access it from other points. At any rate, let us at least attempt to sell a few items on the side of the road here. So it's a should be a prime time for traveling. Replicas for sale, historical replicas. Now have Ironheart's mighty hammer. Send you spike of earth flying in the ground. No one's even listening. Replicas for sale. Well, this is so demoralizing. Replicas. There's not a person in sight here today. Well, at least it is a warm and beautiful day here outside of Whiterun. A bit of a nip in the air, of course, but otherwise very sunny. Yes, and I do agree with that sentiment. There was very, very tiresome indeed. Well, perhaps we shall. Well, we shall make a go of it at least. We shall not give up hope of a retail establishment. Perhaps we shall put it a bit on the back burner, as it were, and merely use this as a place to unwind, relax, and of course construct and enchant and learn. Of course, learning is yes, take a load off. Finally, I have not had much time to rest, to be honest with you. Ladies, please, you must take a load off, as it were. You must not stand. They take their guard jobs very seriously here and are always on guard. And I do feel a bit bad about it, but that is their occupation, I guess. So we have a house carl and a private mercenary we've hired. And yes, dear. Well, at any rate, this table is a bit sinking into the dirt here, but otherwise, it feels good to sit and relax. Of course, we do have a bit of a relaxation in the taverns and etc. But I've been putting a lot of work into this business. We have learned studied a lot, as sweaty forge and enchanting and etc. And yeah, it's been quite tiresome. Yes, well, feels good to relax. Yes, well, yes. There's not a customer in sight still, and the day is ending. I have not seen one traveler on the side of the road. It's very curious, in fact. Of course, there is a war going on, but I just think sometimes during a war there's more travel, of course. But in this case, no one has come. Well, there also is, of course, the rumors, sightings of dragons about nearby Helgen, so that has led many people to shelter indoors, although there's only the one dragon so far, although we have found evidence of a second dragon, although we were thwarted in our attempts to climb the slope to the dragon's perch, as it were. Well, it's a long story, but at any rate, we are not very successful in achieving our destiny so far. Of course, we have been destined to become the Dragonborn, as it were, told by ancient sages, and they've seen it in visions, and they did vision the dragon at Helgen already successfully. So apparently we were involved in the prophecy, and well, in their vision we were a prisoner there, but unfortunately our ship arrived too late, and we're not on the ship. Was we were supposed to be on was seized by the military for treasonous purposes, of course. Hotbed of civil war, etc., and imperial and spies, etc. At any rate, swept up in the dragnet, as it were, over in Windhelm was the ship that we were intended to be on, but they were getting our stuff together and all of that, and all of our supplies were on that ship, and we overslept, of course, but so we came here equipped with nothing, of course, and of course we told everyone it was stolen, but in fact it was our own incompetence. Not that we were too lazy. We actually were stayed up all night in a spirit of revelry with some of our companions a bit too late into the evening, or in this case the early morning, and overslept. several days, in fact. At any rate, it spared us the, well, his destiny is a bit off track, as it were, but we were supposed to be there when the dragon arrived, and, well, apparently, Ulfric Stormcloak himself was to be our companion on a cart ride, as far as this vision was told, but, somehow it was not to pass, but apparently we have not missed our opportunity for the dragon. Of course, we did not, they did not come to smell our... Apparently they are drawn to us, but we did not bait them with the proper... I let the ancient mages explain it to you. They have told me, and they were not too pleased that I missed the boat here. Anyway, that is a little too much information, as it were, but we shall retire now to, let us say hello to the Khajiit again. Hello, my dear friend. Let us retire to the tavern and see what is happening in the lively town of Whiterun here, hub of trading. We were told, of course, we have not seen one trader here besides ourselves and the Khajiit and the local populace arriving from their farmsteads to partake in the mead of the taverns and the shops at the market, of course. Yes. Well, at any rate, we shall move on. Yes. Dredging up the mistakes of the past. Well, of course, that is what the tavern is good for, in fact. But yes, well, we should not blabber about that too much. But we are supposed to be a hero here, and we have been a hero to the people of Falkreath, and we've been quite helpful on Whiterun as well. We are very well received, of course. Our nameless light replica, one of the most popular items in all of the shops, and well, we are making our way into society, as it were. Ah, yes, let us do a bit of smithing before we retire for the evening. Ah, yes, a bit of night smithing. Let us see what we can do here. Yes, the Sword of Judgment we can make now. Well, yeah, well, very, very interesting. Yes, we needed a bit of firewood for this, and it is a bit wasteful and inefficient compared with some of our other ones, and not even quite as valuable, but it is such a lovely, exquisite bend there, and I have achieved the level of craftsmanship necessary to
What is it?
do such a task there. So.
I'm at your service.
Ah, yes, here we are, dear Raya. Can you carry some of my things for me? I'm a bit over encumbered once again, of course. Of course, this is, of course, the most valuable part of having a bunch of companions. Well, besides saving my neck several times, but yes, here we are. I can carry a bit of steel, cold, hard steel here.
Very good, sir.
Ah, yes, well, very polite, my dear, very polite. Yes, she has been raised very well, yes. All right, let us see what else there is to do here. Hey, my dear man, how are you? All right, here we are, adjourned to the tavern briefly. Just briefly, we will see if there is any work to be had, etc. Ah, yes.
What are you looking at? I'm not
Well,
afraid of you, you know.
children,
Even if you are my elder.
Let me know if you want anything.
This is not
Think
the
I got a
place for
clean mug around
children
here
in the
somewhere.
middle of the night, my dear. How much have you
You're
had
the
to
best.
drink? Ah, there, well, there's a bunch of children. At least one of them is pleasant to us. Ah, yes. Oh, my dear, you sold, yes, aspiring trader herself. Let us talk trade here, and I am a very, well, slightly successful and slightly unsuccessful, my dear. Ah, yes, how is that bread tonight, my dear? Ah, yes, she is very well familiar with the Khajiit, of course, and ah, yes, let us see. We have brought our own supplies here. Do we have a bit of bread? Well, no, we don't have any. Usually the waitress comes over when we sit down, but well, we shall eat a bit of potato. And I guess they are too busy here to send her over. Well, we do take care of her. Yes, well, actually, yes. Well, that was a bit of a misadventure there. I forgot about that. Yes, yes, we have, apparently she was a spy for the, Thalmor, and, is not welcome here in Skyrim as far as we were concerned, too. And we had to return her to, Hammerfell to face the, at any rate, wheels of justice, etc. Ah, yes, a bit of moon sugar, my dear. Yes, very nice. Yes, well, Solda, would you like to share a few minutes with me? Yes, we share a bowl or two of that stuff. Well, eat me. Ah, yes, well, my dear. We got straight from the Khajiits out there. Ah, yes, very nice. Ah, that takes the load off a heavy day, yes. Oh my, a bit of extra strength here, yes, my dear. Yes. Ah, yes, well. Are you feeling okay too, my dear Solda? Oh my, well. She is the one that recommended the Khajiit to us originally. Of course, we have encountered them on our own, but she vouched for this particular caravan stationed outside of his White Run. She says she has learned everything she has learned about trading from them, which is a bit alarming in a lot of ways. But of course, that means she is very well experienced with the moon sugar, the pure stuff, as it were. Not the diluted skooma and the processed and additives, etc. Still very effective, of course, but nothing beats the exquisite moon.
Hello, friend.
Sugar. Hi, my dear.
About the same as everyone else?
Tell me. Well,
They're
it
the
seems
catfolk
that you
of
know a bit
elsewhere.
more than anyone
Great
else.
warriors, good traders.
Yes.
Way I hear it, elsewhere ain't nothing like Skyrim.
Well,
It's got tropical forests and
my,
dusty
yes,
badlands. It sounds awful.
well, it's a bit better than winter at any rate, but
yeah,
a bit like
these
Morrowind,
Khajiit make a
in
living
fact.
traveling the roads and selling their wares.
Dusty, at least.
It's got to be tough. Skyrim's a hard enough land when you've got a roof over your head.
Well, yes, well, we have
Worst thing is, nobody wants them in the cities. Nobody trusts them.
Well, for good reason, in fact, but a bit...
Matter of fact, I
they
do.
are a bit honorable,
They've
actually
been fair
more
enough with me,
honorable,
far as I
yes.
can tell. And Denord knows a liar when she sees
Yes,
one.
exactly how I feel, my dear. They are, well, they're of course a bit underhanded and
Good talking to you.
untrustworthy if you are not a partaker of the moon sugar, but other than that, they are very fair traders from my experience, and they know a good deal when they see one, and of course we offer the best deal in town on Nameless Light and other replicas. Oh, wait,
Patron
I'm
of the
sorry,
great
I
clan
forgot where
Battleborn.
I was. Ah, yes,
I'm sure
Battleborn.
you know well.
Well, not really.
Watch
but
yourself,
stay out of gossip and apparently a very renowned family in this city, but we are a mere traveler here and of no interest to us,
Then he
really.
went quiet, did Ragnar.
Well, let's
When he
just
met
talk
the
to the
shield
barmaid
maiden
here as we
Matilda.
have
I
If you're
enjoy
looking
this
for
work
a
well enough,
challenge, you've
but I'm
come to
ready
the
to
right
retire.
place.
I've been thinking of selling the inn to Isolda.
Yes, well,
Anyway,
very nice.
what time
news.
is
You might have a bit of Khajiit crashing in the back,
That's
but
some
it's
drinks.
no
You
matter.
What can I get you? Take a look.
All right, let us have a bit more ale. Take the edge off the skooma and moon sugar, as it were. Yes, see a bit of cheese. Yes, let's have a bit of cheese. Yes, yes, yes. Very nice. Bread and cheese do very well. A bit of leek on there for flavoring. Of course, some dessert, a bit more meat and a bit more meat. We shall buy around for everyone. Well, not everyone, but your Solda here, and of course your Nasa. And what was her name? Raya, of course. And just steal a sweet roll from you, if you don't mind. Well, perhaps not. A bit of salt, though, for the cheese and bread. And,
Need anything else?
otherwise-
Just let me
well,
know.
we do think we're
If
well
you're looking
stocked
for a
up, as it
challenge,
were.
you've come to the right place.
Well, I'm not looking for a challenge. I have merely bought a bunch of
Fine.
drinks for my friends here, but I'm not here to drink them all myself. This man put challenge me to a drinking contest of some sort, but I shall drink him under the table at any rate, and wash it down with a bit of bread, cheese, leeks, and other treats. And, well, here's a bit of meat, and, well, you sold her here. Would you like one? No, she doesn't want it. Well, we should have a bit more bread, and a little apple pie as well. Yes, and pie, and a bit of meat as well. Oh, a bit more bread, yes, well, thank you very much. And we wash that down with a
Tired
bit
or
of
just
meat.
plain thirsty?
Well, a bit of both.
Maybe
No longer.
you just aren't up to the challenge.
Well, after that, I
You're
am
the
not up
best.
to any more drinking.
Well,
Yes,
let's
I am the best. I have declared the winner by dear
A few
Lucia
drinks,
here.
a few
Yes.
laughs, and a
Well,
contest.
apparently Lucia
What
has
could be
decided
better?
that I am the best at drinking, and you are not. So we have won the contest in my heart, and in the hearts of the town populace. Because
Come by Bellathor's shop at the market. I'm sure we've got something.
well, I'm sure you do. I'm there every day, my dear friend. You see me there every day. I'm a vendor. I'm not a customer. Moon sugar. Yes, I dropped one on the floor there. My dear Isolde, thank you for the company tonight. And yes, well, a bit of more bread for you. Yes, well, any more moon sugar? Or shall we save it for later? Would you like a bit more moon sugar? Or shall we save it for later?
Good to see you.
Well, good to see you, my dear. Thanks for the vote of confidence earlier in the drinking competition.
I
that
ain't
we
done nothing.
Well, me neither. Me neither. I did not take that moon sugar off the floor. It's a 5-second rule, right? At any rate, just retire for the evening. It's been quite a long night, and our stamina's up, and our drinking has been exponentially improved.
Patron
Yes.
of the great clad battle pole.
Well, yes, apparently
Name I'm
he's
sure you
repeating
know
himself as
well.
well here. Ah, yes, the dead of night, the best time for a drunken stumble home. And in this case, our home is merely the caravan we have made for ourselves outside the walls here, but less safe than inside. But we too like to live a life of danger, of course. We are, of course, about to battle dragons, etc. A few wolves and thieves and other prowlers shall be of no trouble to my faithful guardians as I sleep under the stars. Yes. Very glad I've hired Janasa, and of course, Raya was a gift from the Hall of Falkreath to protect the Thane of Falkreath. I have been decreed an honorable. Yes, well, he's a bit of underhanded business we did have to do with him to get that, but it's, nobody else needs to do that. Of course, Raya's very well aware of it, but well, it is all well and good. Ah, yes, the Khajiit have moved on, and we shall camp alone here. Well, of course, me and my dual companions, and hopefully they will sleep in shifts or whatever. They don't seem to do very much sleeping, but they don't seem to get very tired either, so I guess we shall unwind. Well, it's a bit of a unproductive day, but a good day, as it were. It's been a very, very, very good day, so we bid you good night, my ladies, and I shall see you in the morning. Ah, yes. Sweet dreams, my dear. Sweet dreams. Ah, standing vigilant. Yes, I see it. The crack of dawn. All right. Well, any early morning breakfast crowd here? Anyone like a cafe or a bit of tea? Yes, no takers. Yes, well, we shan't expect anything less here. Ah, yes, very tiresome. Take a load off here. We shall not be moving on just yet. And yes, replicas for sale. Yes, well, the night. I think I had a bit too much to drink here, but I was not able to sleep anymore. It's very bit early. It's very bit early. Somebody said they had coffee, or is anybody here? Is anyone coming down the road here? Let's look down here. Let's see. Any travelers, in fact? Anyone at all? Even a thief would do at this point to lighten up the dreary atmosphere. It's so tiring. Oh my god. I remember a bit of moon sugar involved, and that's about it. I'm not sure what happened, but I'm a bit worn out, as it were. And, yes, apparently Janasa is too. She's not even able to keep up with us. Ah, well, nobody's coming. Ah, there you are. Yes. Oh, yes, very well. Out of breath here. Oh, the butterflies are flying and the birds are, the crickets are still chirping and the sun is rising and yeah, it's just another day. Perhaps we shan't man the shop today. We should find some other things to do, perhaps. It's very tiresome. I'm trying to be a roadside vendor here. Replicas for sale. Is anybody in need of replicas for sale? Of course, they are very, very fast selling in these shops inside the city walls, but perhaps we shall stick to the wholesale trade. The retail trade is a bit too
Glory
tedious
only
for
awaits
us.
those who triumph.
Yes, my dear, glory shall await us who triumph over boredom and the lack of clientele. Yes, thanks for the axiom there. Oh my. Replicas for sale. Replicas. Exquisite. Historical. I really do need a bit of caffeine in me. A bit of spice of some sort to counter this banging in my head and infernal chirping. I hear this infernal chirping and it's driving me insane. It's pounding in my head and the chirping will not go away. What is that chirping? Oh, it's the crickets, of course. Yes, yes, well. Replicas for sale, replicas for sale. We shall not give up, my dears. We shall sell at least one replica to a passerby before we give up. We must not fail. We must triumph over adversity or whatever it is that you just told us to do. Oh my, oh my. This is not going well at all, is it? Look at her staring at me. Look at there's a pity in her eyes. Oh my. She looks like she's sinking into the ground, as it were. There's a bit of quicksand there. Is that my pounding head, and this chirping will not go away. What is with this chirping? Oh, yes. Yes, I'm feeling that as well. Perhaps we shall lay down for a bit more time and sell a replica or two replicas for... yes, we're there. The torchbug has gone out, and the chirping, at least, has gone down, and it's fully the light of day shining on my pounding skull. How many meads did I drink, and wine and bread and moon sugar? Did the Khajiit really leave? I need more moon sugar. Oh, we did save a bit of floor sugar in our pocket sugar. Yes, this is not the time for that, my dears. This is not the time for moon sugar. It's time to sell more replicas, or at least one replica. Well, we can always sell them to Belethor at the various smiths in various towns that we inhabit. And, it would have been nice to have a little roadside stand like the Khajiit do, but unfortunately is not. 'Tis not to be. In fact, it's very, very disappointed in myself. But it is it's not our fault there are no travelers upon the road. Or perhaps we should have done a bit more research. Well, we assumed since the Khajiit are so lucrative, they do have a different spot up the road. The stables are there. Well, we haven't seen anyone on horseback even ride by. I guess they are coming from the other direction. Something, at any rate. Well, replicas for sale. Replicas for sale. This is not for me. The retail business is not for me, is it? Well, we shall not give up, but we shall probably regret that decision to not give up, for we have spent many a day. It has been almost a week of days out here. Well, we did miss a day or two, but we have been here 3 or 4 or 5 days of replicas, shouting replicas and replicas and replicas, and have not sold even one. Well, we have, of course, sold them to the Khajiit and other vendors who seem to be selling them. Perhaps they are selling them to underhanded means. I'm not quite sure. At any rate, well, perhaps we shall go on a better adventure next time. I'm not sure, but thank you for listening to my complaining. Thank you.